What's up, everyone? WiseGuyBets here with some DraftKings picks for today, which is 6/4/2021. We're looking at the DraftKings main slate. There's 15 games on the slate. We have a lot of choices for a lot of players. So let's get right into it for today. Let's look at pitcher. We're looking at Zach Wheeler for Philadelphia. His projection is 17.6. I like that in his last two games, he's pitched 7 innings each game. And in those 2 games, he's gotten 40 and 34 fantasy points. They're obviously allowing him to pitch as long as basically he can go. So hopefully we can get another 7 innings out of him. The over-under run total projection is 7 in this game. So I think Mr. Wheeler is in a good position to pitch another 7 innings in this game, and that's what I'm counting on. And I think if he can get 7 innings this game, he's going to get you, a high number of fantasy points. His salary is 10.7 on DraftKings, but I do like him today. So Mr. Wheeler is someone I definitely want to get into my lineup at pitcher today. Catcher, I'm looking at Salvador Perez. To me, he's a pretty obvious choice for tonight. His projection is 8.4 fantasy points. He has 14 home runs on the season. He's getting about 4 at-bats per game. His last 3 are 5, 30, and 28. In other words, he's hot. And against this pitcher, I think is the most important stat. He's batting 10 for 19 with a 5.26 average with 2 home runs, 3 doubles, 5 singles. Again, even if he gets pitched around, he's going to get on base. The pitcher knows that this Mr. Perez has his number, and he's going to be very careful with him. And he's either going to pitch around him and he gets on base, and that gives us fantasy points. I think Mr. Perez is one of the obvious choices for tonight to get him in your lineup. And he's just playing hot right now. His last 5, 16, 5, 5, 30, 28. Against Minnesota, his last 5, 0, 10, 16, 5, 28. I think Mr. Perez comes through tonight, and I look forward to getting Salvador Perez into my lineup at the catcher position. At the first base position, we're going to look at Jose Abrua from Chicago White Sox. He is projection for tonight is 8.9. He's getting about an average of 3.6 at bats per game. Last 3 games, 2, 5, 3. His last 3 games is 4, 0, 0. I mean, he's had 2 0 fantasy point games back to back. And he's in a position to have a bounce back game here against a pitcher who he's batting 429 against, 1 single, 2 doubles, 3 for 7 total against this pitcher. He's batting 4th in the lineup. We have a run total of 8. I just like him in this position tonight. You can see he's been struggling a little bit. I can definitely see, since he's had success against this pitcher, as a bounce back game. So this gentleman is someone I want to get into my lineups tonight at the first base position. At the second base position, we're looking at Ryan Mcconnell. His projection for tonight is 8.5 fantasy points. His last 3 games are 6, 12, and 4. But the key stat here is he's 4 for 4 against the Oakland pitcher. 2 singles, 2 doubles. The over-under total in his game projection is 11. That means he would probably get 5 at-bats tonight. So, again, this pitcher knows that he hasn't got this gentleman out. So he's either going to pitch around him or indirectly walk him if he doesn't feel like challenging him. If he does challenge him, the batter has a good chance of getting some hits. So I can see him getting on base 2 to 3 times tonight. He's batting number 2 in the lineup. His last 5 against Oakland is 0, 14, 12, 8, and 5. I just see this being a very good matchup. And I think Ryan is someone we want to get into our lineups at second base tonight. At third base, I'm looking at Josh Donaldson for Minnesota. His projection for tonight is 8.3 fantasy points. He has 7 homers on the season. He's getting about 3.5 at bats per game. His last 3 games, 5-4-35, so he's coming off a big game. He's 3 for 8 against his pitcher, 1 single, 2 doubles. He's batting .375 against his pitcher. We have a overrun total of 9.5. Again, I think if everything plays out, we get to those 9.5 runs, that he can get the bat at least 5 times in this game. His last 5 against Kansas City is 16-0-5-11-35, which he had in his previous game yesterday. I like Mr. Donaldson in this match also. Probably not a 35. That's hard to replicate, but I can definitely see double-digit fantasy points in this game. His salary is $4,600. So Mr. Donaldson is someone we want to get into our lineups at third base. A shortstop, we're looking at Marcus Seaman for Toronto. His projection for tonight is 8.3. He's getting about 4 at-bats per game. His last 3 was 3, 4, and 3. His last 3 games fantasy points were 15, 10, and 11. His average is 10 over 54 games. I like his average. He's very consistent. The game tonight has an 8.5 projection run total. He's batting first in the lineup. He has real good success against his pitcher. He's 7 for 18, batting .389 with 6 singles and 1 home run. Just him getting on base is huge, and which is going to provide us some nice fantasy points. His last 5 against Houston is 21, 12, 5, 22, and 8. So Marcus is someone I definitely want to get in my lineup tonight at the shortstop position. And finally, we're going to look at the outfield position. In the outfield, we're going with Cedric Mullins for Baltimore. His projection for tonight is 8. He has 6 homers on the season. He's batting .298. He's getting about 4 at-bats per game. His last 3 fantasy point games are 5, 20, and 5. The over-under for the game is 8.5 tonight. He's batting leadoff. His last 5 against Cleveland is 0-0-0, 19, and 10. They are at home. I just like the matchup. He should get on base and give us some fantasy points. I really just like the matchup he has tonight against the pitcher. So Mr. Mullins is someone I would definitely want to get into my lineup tonight in the outfield. So as usual, I use Draft Dashboard to help get some quick analysis of players so I can make some quick decisions and pick players that I want to do a deeper dive on, do more research on to refine my lineups. So, hey, if my picks help you, go ahead and hit that like button. And I would definitely appreciate if you subscribe to my channel so you will know when I post the videos. Videos are posted on most days of the week. So until the next picks, peace.